Hey, what's going on? Welcome to RJ's Cave, quite possibly the most financially challenged guitar-oriented channel in all of YouTube. I'm RJ. You're awesome for being here. Thank you for joining me. Jumping right in, just a few days ago, I posted a poll over on the YouTube community pages where I asked you all, just how much do you think a beginning guitar player would have to spend in order to have themselves set up properly for success in this hobby that we call guitar playing? The options, I believe, were $300, $400, $500, and $700. The winner was $500 by a pretty big margin. So in this video, we're going to go over to Amazon and we're going to put that kit together. I'm going to show you exactly how much I think you can get for $500. Well, in the interest of full disclosure, RJ's Cave is an affiliate for Amazon. So there will be some links in the description. RJ's Cave is an affiliate for Amazon. There'll be some links in the description below for everything that you see here. If you happen to purchase anything from you clicking on those links, RJ's Cave does get a small percentage as a thank you from Amazon. Trust me, it's very small. It's Amazon. But we only use that, but we do appreciate it, and we only use it to help grow the channel, right? So there is that. So now that all that's said and done, let's go over to Amazon. This stuff's already on my wish list. So we're just going to go right there, and I'll take you through the whole kit. Okay, so here we are. We're on my Amazon RJ's Cave wish list, right? Now, I'm going to save the best for last. All right, forgive me. Okay, we're going to start off with an inexpensive gig bag and a Strat, right? Now, this is the first, when I was looking around, this is the first solid, basic gig bag I could find. Before this, anything that I saw was more of a raincoat, right? And no padding or anything, and those things hardly fit. They're gross. Don't bother with those. So this is a fairly common one. This is you can find this by itself for about $12, $13 here on Amazon. But these are solid straps as well, and you're gonna have to pick one up anyway. So you might as well pick up the package here. This is a basic one, nothing fancy, but these two together are only $20, and they satisfy all that need. So we're going to throw those in our cart at $19.98. Well, we'll call it $20. The amp I'm suggesting is the MOOER bedroom amp. It's a 15-watt amplifier. It's well reviewed all over YouTube. And if you don't know the company, MOOER has been around doing digital effects and synthesizers and things like that since the 80s, I believe. They may even predate that a little bit. They do sell some their pedals in their name. They're a good company, and these two amps are basically identical. One is more of a hard rock one, and this one is more designed to be more the bright classic tones, like you would get from a Vox or from a Fender amplifier, where this is probably going to be more like having a Marshall. So the distortion is going to sound a little more like hard rock, where this the tones in here would be more towards classic rock, leaning towards the brightness, that kind of stuff. Not a huge difference when you're talking about your first bedroom amp. The most important thing is that you have good tones. And here, you're getting a digital amp that does a lot of different things. It can sound like a lot of different amps, and it also has effects built in and lots of stuff. So this is something that when you buy it, you're not going to outgrow it, right? It might end up in a pile of amps 20 years from now that you have, but you're never really going to outgrow it. You're going to be able to plug this in for a long time and have fun with it. So, and it's only $119 with a 10% off coupon for the white one. So we're going to put that one in our cart. That comes to about $112. I did the math earlier. So we're going to call that $112 plus the $20 we already spent. So that's $132. All right. We need a cord. Here we go. Amazon Basics 1/4-inch cord. It's 10-foot cable, or 3.4 meters, whatever it is. And it's a perfectly solid cord. Well, I'll show you a bigger picture so you can tell. This here is what you want to look for in a cord, because this is usually a failure point. But the great thing about these cords is that if you get yourself a little soldering gun and you learn how to solder real quick, then you can fix this real easy. That's why it's made like that. That's why it has these metal caps on it. Less expensive ones generally are the ones that have the pre-molded ends that don't come off. Most guitar players don't want that. once they've got a little experience under their belt. So this is why I just went right for this one. Okay, it's perfectly acceptable for a beginner, and it's a solid, looks like a solid cable. $7. So now we're at $139, and we got ourselves a strap, we got ourselves a gig bag, we got ourselves a cord, we got ourselves an amp. So really what we need now is maybe a tuner, some picks, and the guitar. I went and I found this tuner. This is from Donner. Donner's a small, an inexpensive instrument company that is making waves, and they've been doing it for a couple of years now. And the stuff's pretty good. So at $10, this is a good deal. You get 5% off. That's another 50 cents off. For our purposes, we're still gonna round it up to $10. But this should be a very solid tuner for our package, so we're gonna go and put that one in. Also, $5 for a pack of picks. Most people prefer medium or heavy, at least in my experience. So we're gonna pick up a variety pack of exactly that, medium and heavy picks for $5. So now, with the 10 and the 5 added to the 139, so $154. So that leaves us around $350 just for the guitar, and we've got everything covered. We've got our strap, we've got our gig bag, we've got our tuner, we've got our picks, we've got our cord for $7. So now what about the guitar? Well, for the guitar, I went and I picked one that is making a lot of buzz, both here on Amazon and in Facebook groups that are dedicated to inexpensive guitars. I'm talking about IYV. A lot of times, people mistype or mispronounce the name as Ivy, IVY. It's actually IYV. And I'm picking one of their top-of-the-line guitars, believe it or not. They're a Chinese company, like a lot of companies that are selling now online, that they are really trying to make a name for themselves for having a high quality standard right out of the box. So I went all in on this one here. For $321, you get this guitar. Right, you got a 24 fret S style double cut guitar with a flame maple top, and it's an actual top, not a veneer. If we look up close, you'll see that there's actually some depth to along the edge there. There's some depth to that, the difference in color. That tells me it's at least an eighth of an inch thick, and possibly as much as a quarter of an inch, which would be standard. I'm sorry, I don't know offhand the metric equivalent, but it should be. It looks like it's a reasonably thick top and not a veneer. That's a big deal. Another big deal with this is the fact that it is. Well, let's just get right to the back side here. This is a neck through body guitar. It's not a bolt-on neck. It's not a set-in neck. They actually build the guitar around the neck for a neck-through guitar. This is a 5-piece neck with body wings. I think, according to this listing, there's sycamore, which is a little bit unusual, but it's not unheard of for other woods to be used for guitars. And don't let that be an alarm bell. Okay, some people would think it's an alarm bell, but the reality is, wood doesn't play as much of a part in tone as we like to think it does. I'm sorry to take that opinion. If you want to let me know about it in the comments, please do. But that's just kind of the reality. We can have a discussion on tone in another video. But for neck through, this is normally like something you see on guitars that are well over $1,000. This is not an easy process. It's not like you're just cutting out a body, you cut out a neck, you bolt the two together. Right? You actually build the guitar around the neck. All right, and then you're building the neck out of several different pieces of wood and gluing it together. So this is a really, really nice guitar for only $300. Okay, and all reports on these guitars are that the pickups are actually really good. The whole guitar, the word is out that this whole guitar really does punch above its weight, so to speak. The the parts are mostly from Wilkinson. Wilkinson is known for having quality products that are reasonably priced. So when you see them on a guitar like this, you're getting a pretty good quality product. You're just not paying $200 for something with someone else's, that you would have for their name on it, right? I don't want to mention names. I stopped myself, so sorry for that. But this is just done in a natural finish. So this guitar really just looks classy. It looks like it's a lot more expensive than it is right out of the box, right? It's got good tuners, recessed back plates. That's something you don't see on lower end guitars. I'm going to stop going on about the guitar and I'm sounding like a fanboy. I'm not. I've never played one, but this is only a recommendation based on everything that I've heard. I don't have any personal experience with this, but I don't see any reason why you shouldn't expect to have a really solid, really, really good guitar right out of the box. Every review, every comment I've read is that these things really do punch above their weight. Sorry to keep using that same boxing analogy. So this is $321. We were at $154 before, so that puts us at $175. Excuse me, $475 before taxes. All the shipping is free on Amazon here in the United States, so I'm not going to add shipping. So $475, just going to be just a little over $500 with tax. So if you forgive me for about an extra $20, if you include the tax, then we hit our mark here with this one. So you get a great 24 fret guitar. You get a really, really good versatile little amp for your first amp instead of sacrificing at that price point and getting something that really just creates tone. You're getting a teaching tool and a bedroom amp that you can have for a long time for just for just $120 or less. Actually, it was $112. So that's my take on how to spend $500 on Amazon and get yourself set up really good as a beginner. That package right there, you can literally, that's my roommate. With that package there, you can literally take that guitar and keep it forever. A lot of kits, the guitars that you get, they end up in the closet because they're not in great shape. The one thing I say about, the one caution I give about buying guitars online is that a lot of these guitars, they're made, they're built, they're put in a box, and then they're shipped worldwide. It takes time before they get to you, and a lot of times they're not handled a lot. They don't open the boxes and check them. So the last time they were set up was at the factory, and they've gone through moisture changes, temperature changes, dryness level changes in the instrument. So occasionally you do have a little bit of a need for an adjustment. So if you pick one up, if you buy something like this, and this goes for any guitar, and it feels like it's not quite there, it could be perfectly fine. You just need to know how to adjust it. And if you don't know how to adjust it, I would recommend bringing it to a guitar store, letting them take a look at it. They might even set you up for free if you just say, hey, listen, we bought this on Amazon for my kid, and I think it needs some kind of setup or something that's not quite right. Can you take a look at it? They'll probably do it for free because they want you to come back and be a customer. I want you to come back and get lessons. So don't be afraid to bring the guitar to somebody who knows in order to set it up right. Okay? It'll cost you very little, if nothing. If it doesn't cost you anything, if it's not free, then it's hardly going to cost you anything because they're going to want to keep you around, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts. That's my suggestion. If you'd like to see another $500 kit, I have some more ideas. Let me know. I was also thinking about doing a $300 package because I think I can definitely do a $300 package that would be decent enough to get by as well. If you'd like to see a $700 package, let me know that as well as in the comments. Both of those had gotten some votes, so let's see what you guys want to do next. Anyway, this has been awesome. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for coming. Don't forget, if you use those links, you do help out the channel. And if you're not going to be buying anything but you want to help us out, we do have the thanks button down below, so consider that as well. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Thank you very much. Until the next time, take care.